question for you all this morning. And the question is, do you reflect love? Something to think about. So reflection, definition of reflection, a thing that is a consequence of or arises from something else. For instance, healthy skin is a reflection of good general health, right? Typically, people have good health, it reflects on their skin. Reflection is the change in direction of a wavefront at an interface between two different media so that the wavefront returns into the medium from which it originated. I said a whole lot right there, right? So that's like it's coming from God to us and it's returning back to God. Okay. So, what are some things that reflect? Y'all gotta talk to me. What mirrors reflect? Water. Anybody else? Anybody like me and like to catch, a glimpse of yourself when you're walking past the car window or shop window, and then, girl, you all right? Anybody else? Yes, there it is. Right, yes. So windows reflect as well. And you know what? As I was studying, and as the Holy Spirit was dropping all of this in my spirit, He showed me that we get stuck on reflection as in visual. Reflection also happens in sound. I said, oh God, that is good. That's what we talk. When I'm taking notes of what's like, oh God, that is good. And if it's not good to anybody else, it's so good to me. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you, what, y'all find out for yourself. Anyway. Okay, so the question I have is, so we talked about reflection not just being visual, but it's also being sound, right? So bats reflect sounds because they're blind, right? And so they have sound, and the sound reflects and bounces off of an object to come back to the bat, so they will not run anything. Okay. Now, keep that in mind. My question is, are you reflecting love in sight and in sound? So before we answer that question, first, what is the source? What is the source of your reflection? What is providing the image and or sound to be reflected? Who or what are you watching? Who or what are you listening to? These are just questions for right now, right? Who or what are you reflecting? So your behavior and what comes out of your mouth, that gives it away all the time. If all you do is watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta and all the cussing and fussing and the hair pulling and cat fight and name calling and all that good stuff, then guess what? Come out of your mouth maybe some of those things. My teens are in here, I say all the music that you're listening to, and they talking about who this and who that, I can do her and do him and flip this and flip that, then out of their mouths and their actions are some of those things too, right? Right, so what you take in is what you give out. I remember Tony, my daughter, and when Tony was in the 4th grade, she came home from school one day and she says, Mommy, this little girl, I forgot her name, she said, she called me the B word. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Because, my children, I don't use that language, so, first of all, how do you know what the B word is to begin with? But it was, kids hear all kinds of stuff at school. And so I said, okay, Tom, well, what's the B word? Don't tell me, but, sometimes kids will be like, the S word, and like, what? She said, shut up. And you're like, okay, that's really not the S word, So she said, the B word, it was like the B-I, okay, we're good, we don't have to finish it. You know what you're talking about. And I said, well, why? She's like, well, she was upset with me. She was telling me about, the incident overnight. So we talked about it, Tony and I. So it just so happened. I don't believe in coincidences at all. It was like the next day, remember the day, about 2 days later, I had taken Tony to school, and she had forgotten something in the car. So I had to go inside. Moms, kids, you got to go into school, you're late for work, and you got to take the child, whatever she forgot, right? And so on my way out of the classroom, who's walking down the hallway? The little girl. So I said, good morning. And she says, good morning. Now, maybe I was a little intimidated because I had my Air Force uniform on. I was still active duty at the time. And I just tell you, when I was active duty, when you had a uniform on, you walk a different way. It's something about it. But I don't miss it enough to want to put it back on. I didn't make sure I put that out there. But I said, well, good morning. And she says, good morning. And I said, do you know who I am? And she said, no, ma'am. I I said, I'm Tony's mom. Oh, I said, and Tony told me that you called her a name a couple of days ago. Well, she wrote on my notebook, and wait. I said, I get it. Tony told me the whole story, and her part in it, because they were bickering girls, and her part in it, I disciplined her for her part, and she was wrong for writing on your notebook. I get that. We talked about that. I said, but what I want to know is, why did you call her a bad word? Oh, because she wrote on my notebook, and I said, do you know what that word means? She said, no, ma'am. I said, so why are we saying words that we don't understand the meaning of? She didn't have an answer. And I told her, said, well, we made up and we're friends now, so that's great. But, let's make sure that we don't treat friends this way. So we talked about not using words that she doesn't know the meaning of the words and how ugly those words are, especially coming out of a beautiful young woman, a young girl's mouth. And I gave her all, just some encouraging words. And she said, okay, yes, ma'am. And she walked away and I walked away. And I'm like, okay, so where did this child hear this word from? What is she reflecting? Where did she get that from? What was she listening to? And I looked at that in reflections and relationships, and one of the things the Lord showed me was the importance of a relationship between a father and a daughter and a father and a son. If your son sees you loving on his mother, when he marries his wife, he's going to love on her. When your son sees you, when he sees how you're providing for the family, that's where he sees that reflection. He's going to reflect what you do with your family. So when he gets there, he's going to know, I got to take care of this. I got to take care of that. Dad always smacked mom on the rump when she was going to the kitchen. I guess that's what I'm supposed to do too. What you do is reflecting. He might not understand it now at this young age, but, that's a love tap. How a father treats his daughter is going to be a reflection of what she finds in a husband. So if the father is constantly abusing the mother, whether it's physical or emotional or verbal, she's going to find a man that treats her the exact same way. It's important for her to see the interaction, the love with a father and a daughter, between her father and her mother. So she knows what to expect from a man. He's not going to be able to come up and say all these sweet nothings to her and get what he wants, because she's like, oh, I've heard that before. My daddy told me I'm beautiful. My daddy told me so-and-so. That's in my first date. He's not going to, he's going to have to jump real high to impress her, because daddy has already set the standard. And it's the same with mothers and daughters and mothers and sons. How I behave as a woman and a mother, my daughter's going to reflect that. So if I'm dropping it low and twerking and flipping and all that, then I shouldn't be surprised if Tony is flipping and flopping and all this stuff around, because that's, look, I can't be anything for real. This is me. Amen. I just, period. I can't be anything but me. Some people love it, some people don't. Like I say, I'm unapologetically me. But I know that how I carry myself, especially as a single mother, my daughter is looking at that. She's watching if I have 5, 6, 7, 8 dudes in my house. Then she's going to think that that's okay. My kids can tell you, oh, men that come in the house, let's see, our brother, well, he used to live there. We were in South Carolina, my uncle, and then the movers. Boom, that's about it. Everybody else is supposed to be there, you know what I mean? So how I carry myself, my daughter will reflect that. And also my son. If I'm doing those things and flipping and flopping and all that good stuff and swinging on somebody's pole, this is for my husband, so because when I get married, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, oh yes, this was the later ladies. But if I'm out here in somebody's strip club trying to get me a couple of dollars and making it rain, my son is going to think that my wife should be doing that kind of stuff too, right? Because it's a reflection. That's a nugget. Children reflect their parents, right? And if you really know what's going on inside of somebody's house, go ahead and pay attention to the kids. Pay attention to what are they reflecting. Because if I'm acting one way in church on Sunday morning and a whole different way at home, my kids come here on Sunday morning, they're going to act like I act at home and not at church. Think about it. You're home every day. I mean, the majority of your time is spent at home, not at church. So if I'm cutting a whole donkey at the house, I shouldn't expect my kids to come to the church and act like angels, because they're seeing how I'm behaving at home. I know y'all like, where is she going? Buckle your seatbelts, we are going somewhere. Okay, so my question is, what are we reflecting? And who are we reflecting? Love? Do you reflect love? That's a good question. Our past sermons, we've heard the pastor speak about love being patient and love being kind, and then about what love is not, that love is not envious. And so we got that from 1 Corinthians 13:4. But what else is love not? I'm so glad that you guys have asked me that question this morning. So 1 Corinthians 13:4 says, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. We've already taken care of the first three. Now we're about to dig into these next two. Love does not parade itself and is not puffed up. That's what it says in my Bible, in my translation. But the NIV says, love does not boast and is not proud. So let's break this down. Let's continue on the journey that we're already on, right? Boasting. Boasting means talk with excessive pride and self-satisfaction about one's achievements, possessions, or abilities. Pretty much boasting is bragging. And you ever met anybody like that? And we can be honest, get on your nerves. Every time you see them, they always bragging about what they got. I got a new car. I have this. I have that. That's all you hear. And maybe it's just me. But my question though was, as the Lord was handing me all of this, I was putting these notes together, is what do we have to brag about within ourselves? What have we accomplished on our own? That answer is nothing. There is nothing that we have that we've given ourselves. Love does not brag. All their achievements are because they are so great. You ever had anybody like that? Heard them? They did this because they're just great. Oh, I got this because I'm just awesome. That's why I got this. Nothing we have achieved, we've achieved on our own. Psalm 75 says promotion comes from God. Romans 11 says the gifts of God are without repentance. Genesis 2 says, but God breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. What am I saying all that for? Because all of that was given to us. Nowhere in any of those scriptures that I read, nowhere in it did it say that Adam breathed his own life into his own body and boom, he was alive. That's not what the word said. It said that God breathed life, the breath of life, into Adam's nostrils, and then he became a living being. Means the very breath in our bodies doesn't belong to us. So God decides he's going to take it back. We can't get mad because it wasn't ours to begin with, right? I remember having conversations with guys about these NBA players. Now, I'm an athlete. I love basketball, football. I can watch a good soccer game. I love some UFC. Woo woo! I love me some UFC. Yeah, I do. Ultimate Fighting Championships. I love that. Track and field is my favorite sport. I love all of that, right? But when I'm looking at basketball players, I cannot stand arrogance. I cannot stand arrogance at all. Arrogance. Cannot stand arrogance. And so people, mainly guys, have told me, well, Kobe has a reason to be, arrogant because he's the greatest basketball player of all time, and LeBron is this. And I'm like, no, because Kobe didn't give himself those abilities. LeBron didn't give himself the abilities. They may have honed their gift, but they didn't give themselves that ability. God gave it to them, and it was their responsibility to do something with it. Because I believe somewhere on somebody's playground, somewhere in this world, is somebody out there that's better than LeBron and better than Kobe. He just decided he didn't want to go to the NBA. Yeah, he has the gift. He dunking on everybody in the schoolyard, hanging on rims and whatnot. You know what I mean? He crossing folk up, he dunking behind him. He could have won the dunk contest in the All-Star game every year if he wanted to, but he don't want to. Okay? So, if you are boastful in anything other than the Lord, you are not living. Next, love is not proud. Now this one I tell you, yeah, this one hurt. This one right here, I was like, okay, Lord, I gotta hit both real quick, and then I gotta take off my earrings and slick that hair back and get ready for proud, because then we're about to go in, okay? Love is not proud. Proud is having or showing high or excessively high opinion of oneself or one's importance. Feeling deep pleasure or satisfaction as a result of one's own own achievements, qualities, or possessions. I'm going to read that one more time. Feeling deep pleasure or satisfaction as a result of one's own achievements, qualities, or possessions. Proud is the feeling of pride. It's the opposite of humble and modest. So I said, okay, give me some synonyms for proud. Some words that mean the same thing as proud. Arrogant, conceited, vain, narcissistic, egotistical, smug, pompous. You might think the British are pompous. They're pompous. And they're snooty, yes. They're snooty Christians. Snooty British, okay. Pompous British. Quick side note. Okay, this is not in my notes, but I thought about it real fast and I am. So we had a play in England, right, when I was stationed in Germany. And we did a play, and my character was the spirit of religion. That was my character, right? And I did my character, I had to be snooty, so I did it in a British accent, because snooty Christians. Snooty. Okay, anyway. Had nothing to do with that. I thought about pompous and British, and so I had to share that with you guys for a moment. Nothing to do with my notes. Okay, so, so pompous, snooty, cocky, big-headed, full of oneself, and boastful. Look at that. Our friend boastful is a synonym for the word proud. I said, well, look at that. So where do we find God in any of those words? Where is God in conceit and arrogance and big-headedness? Where is God in cockiness or egotistical, snooty, conceited, vain? Where is God in any of those words? He's not in there, because that's a complete contrast of who God is. Complete contrast. We were created in his image. Meaning the very essence of who God is who he made us to be. It's what he gave to us. And so he is who we should be reflecting. God is love. And reflecting God with the love of Christ is what we're supposed to do. But what I've noticed is that too many are looking in the mirror and not seeing something and seeing something that's not there. I'm going to say that one more time. Too many people are looking in the mirror and seeing something that is really not there. See, love does not have a distorted view of itself, nor does it have a distorted voice. Love is not proud. So I'm hearing someone asking, what do I mean by love does not have a distorted view of itself? People sometimes, right, can walk around and they can look really good on the outside. And they can think real highly of themselves. They got all their stuff together. They can come here on Sunday morning and jump and shout and roll around on the floor and cry and do all of the theatrics and dramatize this whole thing, right? But on the inside, what are they living? On the inside is nasty. They're cussing folks out in Walmart. They're cussing people out at McDonald's because they forgot the fries or the sweet and sour sauce for the nuggets. They flipping over tables and not like Jesus did in the temple, but just because they have an attitude. They cussing out their husband. They're cussing out their wives, but they stand and say, oh no, I'm a Christian. I love God. No, sugar, you have a distorted view of yourself. Because just because you come to church on Sunday morning and do the right thing in the four walls of the church, but if you're living the opposite outside the four walls, you have a distorted view of yourself. Love is not proud. One author wrote, in pride, we become the object of our own love. In humility, we learn to love others. A person with godly love is not concerned with benefiting self. The only thing love sees is a need. That thing hit me right in my spirit. I said, man, that last sentence, the only thing love sees is a need. As I sat awake like midnight, and I'm putting all my notes together because they were everywhere. Notes on my phone, notes in this notebook, notes on this page, note here, I'm putting all my stuff together. And I read this sentence again, the only thing love sees is a need. Maybe that need is to say, I'm sorry. Maybe that need is to say that I was wrong, and please forgive me. Love is not afraid to say, I'm sorry. Love is not afraid to admit pain. Are you too proud to say, hey, you hurt me? What you did really hurt. Are you too proud to say, I'm sorry if I hurt you? Or I'm sorry that I hurt you? Are you too proud to ask for help? Can no one ever come and tell you what to do or correct you anyway because you're always right? You know, if people start avoiding you, if people stop asking you for help or help to do things, maybe it's because they're tired of you treating them as if they are beneath you. That's pride. That's a proud person. Turning their nose on other people, making other people feel like they're beneath them. How can we say that we love each other when we act like we're better than each other? Maybe I picked up wrong shoes today, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Maybe at this time I'm not. But how can we say we love each other if we act like we're better than each other? How can I say that I love you if I'm acting proud towards you? If I'm too good to come and help Julia? I don't like those color sweaters, so I will not help her. I don't do that. I can pick on her. She knows she can take it. She's good. She knows I love her. You know, how can we say we really love each other if we're treating each other like that, right? If it's always the other person's fault. I had to ask myself, how many marriages have failed because somebody was in pride and refused to get out? Because it was always the wife's fault, or always the husband's fault. They were never wrong. They were keeping tally of all the arguments and how many rights they had. One that one. He did what I said, got that one too. How many marriages have fallen apart because someone was too proud to say, I'm sorry? Because someone was too proud to say, I was wrong? How many friendships have been just washed away or severed because someone made a mistake and was too proud to say, I made a mistake? Was too proud to say, I'm sorry. I never intended to hurt you. Or the words that came out of my mouth, they shouldn't have come out. I said them. I did say them. At the time, I meant it, but I did not want to hurt you. How many relationships have fallen apart? Love does not parade itself, does not seek self-gratification. Self-gratification. Oh, it's all about me. I'm going to do whatever makes me feel good. I ain't worried about your feelings. Oh, you got a cup and you need some more water in your cup? I ain't worried about your cup. I'm going to take my water and go on about my business. That's self-gratification. I'm going to gratify my needs. I'm going to take care of all of me, and I'm not really worried about you. That's not love. That's pride. That's being proud. Love does not seek, chase after, or run after attention. You know, all eyes on me. I know that's Tupac. You might say that. Somebody said Tupac. You didn't. You thought it. I heard it. Tupac. All eyes on me. Yeah, that's not. No, that's not love. If you have to be the one getting the attention all the time, forget your spouse, forget your kids, forget the one that needs help. It's like the Good Samaritan. Anybody remember that story of the Good Samaritan, where a man had gotten beaten up and robbed and laid on the side of the road, and people come walking by and they saw him. Even it's like Julia on the ground. You just did today. Julia's on the ground, and she's been robbed, and somebody beat her up, and she's on the ground. And then we, as her sisters and brothers in Christ, right? We see her, and so you would think that we would stop to help her, right? Because we're all champions, and we like, ooh, that. That's too messy. And we cross on the other side of the street and leave her over there. And one by one, we're passing her, leaving her down there all on her own, right? And then someone who's not a champion, right, looks and sees her and they see a need. They don't see Julia, they see a need. And they stop. And maybe in their culture, they're not even supposed to be that close to women. Or maybe they're a Muslim. Or maybe, you know what I mean? They're not even the same religion, so they're not supposed to even do those things for Christians. But they see a need in this person, and they stop, and they help. That's the story of the Good Samaritan. He stopped. He put their own political and religious things aside, and he stopped because he saw a need. That's love. Pride says, I'm going to leave you right where you are because I can't fool with you. Or pride can also say, well, I'm going to help you. And then I'm going to get down here as I'm helping you and take a selfie and post it on Facebook to let everybody know I didn't help this woman who got beat up. Now, mind you, as I'm taking this picture, right, she's still bleeding. She's still unconscious. I haven't dressed any wound, put any alcohol or anything, but I'm taking selfies because I want everybody to know that I'm helping this woman in need. Yeah, that's pride too. That is pride too. Love understands there is gain in humility. That's like my favorite that the Holy Spirit showed me. That love understands there is gain in humility. We can get more from being humble than we ever could in pride. The word says that pride comes before the fall. Meaning that pride is going to elevate you and elevate you and elevate you, and you know, I done made it. Look at all them little people down there. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. We made it, right? Pride, we made it. It elevates you. You get real high, right? It gets you all puffed up and feeling yourself. And then, if we don't deal with pride, guess what happens? We fall. And the higher up that we go, the harder we're going to fall. We're going to fall. So I ask again, do you reflect love? Are you reflecting the things that love is or the things that love is not? If love is the defining characteristic of God's presence among his people, shouldn't love be the defining characteristic of us? Shouldn't we be a reflection of Christ so that when others see us, they see him? Should we not be boastful and proud? And shouldn't we reflect Christ and reflect love, not just inside of our home? My kid will tell you, how I am here, I am everywhere. I'll bust out and dance in the middle of the mall, in the middle of the street, in the middle of their school, in the middle of my kitchen. I don't care. If it hit me, it hit me. No matter, hey, it hits me. I'll make up a song about anything. Brush your teeth, get a whooping. Hey, whatever works. I mean, whatever comes, I'll make it up. But the thing about it is, what am I reflecting? We should be reflecting love only in the four walls of the church on Sunday morning. Shouldn't we be a reflection of Christ so that when others hear us, they hear him? Shouldn't we reflect him so much so that when we are speaking to someone, even we walk past and say, hey, how are you? They can feel the love of Christ. So before I moved here, I was working on the Air Force base. And after I retired, I have to keep saying that. It just feels really, really good. So after I retired from the Air Force, I worked back on base. And we moved to a new building. And the hallway to get up to our office was this long. It was kind of like this from that truck to the back door, right? And on either side were cubicles. There were people in all these cubicles. So I have to walk down what I call the runway in the morning times, right? Because I believe women, every place we step our foot should be our runway. That's just a side note right there. And so I would get in the morning and I would walk in and, some mornings I didn't feel like it, quite honestly. I'm not sure that you guys are not. But there were some mornings that I didn't feel like going to work. It was toxic in that place sometimes. And I didn't feel like going to work. So I would sit in my car and have to tell myself, Leah, get out of the car. And I get out. So there were some days the Holy Spirit was like, you already late. Get out of the car. I'm like, yes, sir. You know, I get in trouble sometimes, and I get out of the car. When I got out of the car, it was game time. You know, I had to walk out. I had to throw my smile on my face. I had to put the way I felt behind me and reflect Christ, right? And so when I'm walking down the runway, I'm good morning, good morning, good morning, morning. Hey, Miss Smith, good morning. Hey, how are you? Hey, Miss Smith. Hey, good morning, good morning. I said like 100 good mornings before I even get to my desk, because my desk is in the very back. And one day, someone said, you know, I look forward to you coming to work every morning. Because when you say good morning, it brings place. And that just did something on the inside of me. It wasn't because it's me. I wasn't getting proud about, oh, they see these curly white. No, that's not what that was. It wasn't me thinking I was real cute that day. That's not even what that was. It was me understanding this thing was bigger than who I was. That although I didn't feel like it some days, it wasn't about me. I wasn't gratifying my flesh by staying in my car or walking down the runway with my head down or looking at anybody. It was the point that some people, the only Christ they were going to see that day was the Christ on the inside of me. So if I want to reflect Christ, I had to reflect him in my words. I couldn't say, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. And good morning again. Hey, Miss Smith, hey, that wasn't it. It was a, hey, good morning, because I meant that. You know, I'm like, don't tell me good morning if it's not a good morning for you. And when I say good morning, hey, good morning, how are you? I'm expecting you a response. It's not just one of those, good morning, how are you? No, I'm going to say, hey, how are you? I'm good. Well, that's good. I'm good. Glad to see you. Or, I'm okay. Wait a minute, why just okay? Oh, no, I'm good. You sure? All right, let's go. Because sometimes people need to see that reflection of Christ and hear it in our voices. And hear it in our voices. So, do you remember the bat? We talked about at the very beginning. Reflects sounds as to not run into an object to see where they are going. So shouldn't we do that too? What if we tried reflecting his sound to not run into anything? Not running into our old way of life. Not running into that nasty attitude that we used to have. What if we use that sound to avoid objects, people, places, and things that were meant to destroy us? What if we reflected the sound of Christ so that we can hear where we should go and where not to go? Do you reflect love? What if you reflected love? What would change around you? That's a good question. I want to know, that's good, that's good, Daddy. What would change around you if you reflected love? Who would change around you if you reflected love? And you thought about that person that gets on your last nerve at work, that you don't speak to, that you roll your eyes every time they come in the room, that we see the number on your phone. I'm an eye roll too, I just want to put that out there. I have not been delivered from that yet. My eye roll, not been delivered yet. Have not been delivered. Yeah. I don't know if I want to be delivered from that also, but I'm just being honest. Anyway, you're the person whose phone number you see come on your phone and you like, I do not want to talk to her. I do not want to talk to him. You know, the person that gets on your last nerves. I know I'm not the only person that when I see certain people, I'm like, yeah, Lord, you got to, this is the joke, right? Right? Really? Like right now? Like right now, Lord. What if I changed the way changed what I reflected with that person? Could maybe that relationship change? Could maybe that person that started getting on your nerves, could maybe you begin to see something on the inside of them that they need prayer for? Sometimes people that we run into, that get on our nerves, or that does stuff that irritate us, sometimes it's a silent cry for help. Sometimes it's because they have things going on the inside of them, and they may be too proud to say, I need help here. They may have been hurt and hurt again. And so here you come with your nice smile and great personality, and you want to say good morning to them, and you want to befriend them, and they don't want to hear that because they were burned in the last church. So now they're defensive. because some Christian hurt her. And so because they ain't talking to you, I ain't talking to them. What is that reflecting? It's reflecting the same nasty attitude that they gave to you. It's reflecting that same attitude back. But what if you decided, I'm going to reflect Christ? I'm going to reflect Christ. I'm going to reflect love in spite of how you're treating me. In spite of what you're saying about me, I'm going to choose to reflect love because love is a... Come on, what's Pastor always say? Thank you. I'm going to say, you go ahead and watch this. Don't be going to look bad. I thought we were going to give. One more time. Love is a choice. Thank you. We got it, Pastor. Okay, so love is a choice. So let's choose to reflect love. And if we can choose to reflect love, then maybe we can deflect some of that nasty stuff that's trying to get to us. You know, because see, the enemy knows that love is not his friend at all. So if he can use whatever he can to get us distracted, or to get us bickering with each other, or keep us not liking each other, or keep us from showing his love outside the four walls of this church, he's going to do that. Think about it. If you want a threat to his kingdom, he would bothering you anyway. If you are not a threat to the kingdom of darkness, he would not bother you at all. But if he's riding you, if he's leaning on you, then it's because something on the inside of you, something that you have or possess, something that you're doing or saying is a threat to his kingdom. So he's trying to deflect stuff. He's trying to get you to reflect the nasty and the ugly and get you to show out because somebody is doing X, Y, or Z. But God is saying, if I called you, and if I created you in my image, then I'm expecting you to reflect me. Like when my kids leave the house and they go somewhere and you better not get out this house and act like you don't have any home training. And they're like, yes ma'am. You know, you got to put that fear, because I taught you. You are a reflection of me outside of this home. I hear you, Holy Spirit. You are a reflection of me outside of this home. We are a reflection of Christ outside of glory, right? Because he created us, right, and put us into this earth realm, right? We're spiritual beings, but we're down here on earth. So he's expecting us to act like we know how to act outside of home. He's expecting us to act like our daddy taught us well. He's expecting us to act like we have some sense. That when we get out of his way, okay, daddy, okay, look, okay, bye, that we're acting right when we leave him. He does not expect us to walk around like we don't know who he is. He's expecting his kids to look like him and to sound like him because he's love. And if we do that, what would change? If we do that, who would change? If we do that, how many neighborhoods, how many neighbors could we win for Christ? If we did that, how many people who said they really don't want to come back to church again will come back just because of you? How many children who are acting out at home will maybe turn their lives around and come back because of you? Because you are a man that has a connection with you. And so you decide that you want to connect to these kids. Or maybe your father abandoned you when you were young, but you decided that you're going to reflect love and not what your father did and reach out to somebody else. See, we all have a story, and we all have been through things in our lives, but we should not take what we've been through and allow it to hold us back and keep us from helping somebody else. Because newsflash, we have not gone through what we've been through just for the sake of going through it. You go through what you go through to help somebody else. All the stuff that I've been through in my past, it wasn't just for going through its sake. It's because I needed to reach someone who was broken, someone who was lost, someone who didn't feel like she was good enough because of what somebody said. I recognized that who God called me to be and what he's brought me through is to help somebody else. I have to reflect him, and I reflect what I've been through. Many of us are reflecting our past. And that's why we can't go any further. That's why we can't reach people, because we're reflecting our past. But God is saying, but I am here, and I need you to reflect me. Because if we reflect Christ, and we reflect that love, then things are changing. And our past no longer has a hold on us. So do you reflect love? Do you reflect love? I know it might seem a little different. We talked about what being boastful is. We talked about what being proud is, right? And those are two things that are not of God. And if we are reflecting boastfulness, and if we are reflecting pride or being proud, we're not reflecting love. This is something for us to go back and take a deep look at ourselves, because I had to do that. I had to look, God, I can't stand before your people and say anything that has not dealt with me first. Am I reflecting love, or am I reflecting boastfulness? If not, where is the word today? Am I reflecting pride? How can I say I love you and I'm your child, but I don't look like you? And I don't sound like you? I can't say that. I believe that God is in a place right now that he wants us to move from our comfortable positions. I'm trying to sit down. Our comfortable positions, right? Many of us have been so comfortable for so long and doing the same thing for so long, we don't want to change. But how can we grow? If you are comfortable in the same place, that's the problem. God wants to take us higher. He wants a deeper relationship with him. And in order to get there, we have to let some of this mess go. We have to be honest with ourselves and say, you know what, I have not done all this stuff right. I can be a little conceited at times, God, you're right. Yeah, I get to be a little braggy sometimes, God, you're right. But Lord, I need you to fix it. I need you to take it and then make me new. I don't know if you are comfortable where you are, but I'm going to tell you what. If you're comfortable there, you can't get all that God has for you. It's like a cup, a glass on the shelf. What good is that glass on the shelf if you're thirsty? What good is this bottle of water on this platform, this table, if it's just sitting there and I'm thirsty? Man, I wish I had some water. I'm so thirsty. Man, I'm so thirsty. Man, I'm so thirsty. You looking like, pick up the water. Drink the water. Man, gosh, I just don't want to be like this anymore. I just want to quench this thirst. I just need some. Drink the water. God is saying, let go of that stuff. Let go of your pride. Say I'm sorry. What is it going to hurt you? What is I'm sorry taken away from you? Nothing. What is admitting that you're wrong taken away from you? No. What are you losing? Nothing. But think about what you're gaining by putting pride aside and putting that boasting aside. What are you losing? We're losing nothing. But what are we gaining in saying I'm sorry? What are we gaining in saying, God, I don't want to walk in conceit. God, I don't want to walk in arrogance. What are we gaining in all of that? We're gaining a deeper relationship. We're gaining a freedom. Because many are walking around and you're weighed down a lot of this mess that you don't have to walk around in. It's just like you're walking around with bags, like when we went to the field and we had our rucksack on our back, right, and stuff with all kind of stuff. We marching for miles and miles and miles and miles on end, right? When we took that thing off our back, we can walk a whole lot faster and go a whole lot further. Many of you are carrying around pride and boasting in this book bag and this backpack that you're carrying around, and you can't go anywhere. You can't go further or faster because you're carrying the stuff that God intended for you to carry. I don't know about anybody in here, but I want to be free. I want everything God has for me. I want to reflect him in everything that I do. And I understand that I'm not a perfect person. And I know that I'm going to mess up sometimes. I'm going to mess up because I'm not perfect. But I will not stay where I am. I will fight, kick, pull teeth, pull hair, pull out a knife. I do whatever I gotta do to get what God has for me. I refuse to be stuck in this mess or be attached to something that God did not intend for me to be attached to. So I ask you again, do you reflect love? Do you reflect love? So we are standing all over the room. We're standing. I guess you're done? Yeah, I'm done. But this is the point. If you could, the chorus of breaking stuff. So this is what I'm hearing in my spirit. that not even pride, no matter how long you've been in pride, can keep you from the love of God. No matter how long you may have boasted about what you have, what you got, it won't keep you from the love of God. Because he'll tear down the walls of pride. And he'll kick down the walls of both just to get to you. There is some place where God wants you, is in his arms. So maybe you've been struggling with pride. I know I have. Because I dealt with low self-esteem for like most of my life. I dealt with insecurity for most of my life. And then once you start loving yourself, it's a thin line right there between being. So I had to pull me back. Because I don't want to be outside of the will of God. Maybe you're in here this morning and you say, you know what? You speaking directly to me. I've struggled with pride. I've struggled with doing what God wants me to do. I've been walking around in conceit areas that I haven't told anybody else but God. I'm walking around like I'm better than somebody else. I've had pride all in my heart. But today I want to be free. I don't want to be delivered, but I want to be free from pride. I want to be free from boasting. I don't want to walk around in this mess anymore. If that's you, you can meet me up here at the altar. You can raise your hand and come to you. Maybe you're in here and you say, look, God, I just don't want to be where I am anymore. I want more of you. I want to give more of me to you. I don't want to keep staying in the same spot because I'm stagnant, I'm not growing. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're in this place and you've been hurting because someone never said, I'm sorry. Someone never said, forgive me. Someone walked around in pride and their pride moves your heart. And so, you want to be free from unforgiveness. Well, I'm here for you as well.
Your weakness is all about strength.